Good day, you absolute legends. In today's video, we are going to be searching for the most asked questions on Google about No Man's Sky. And believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, some of the questions that were asked are very surprising indeed, but you do get answers nonetheless. So as always, double check that subscription for me, resubscribe if you need to, or if you've been watching me for a while, you like what I do, then do consider hitting that subscribe button. You definitely will not regret it. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. So the first thing on the list, and it seems to be the most asked question, was will there ever be a No Man's Sky 2? Now, there are no plans for a No Man's Sky sequel. Hello Games is currently working on a new big project. Obviously, we know that now to be Light No Fire. But it's not related to No Man's Sky, obviously, because we know it's Light No Fire. It's completely two different separate things, but use the same engine. It's a whole different, kettle of fish, but it's kind of weird how it works. They are using the same engine. They're using some of the same assets from No Man's Sky in Light No Fire. But yeah, as of the question itself, will there ever be a No Man's Sky 2? At this moment in time, there are no current plans, but that could change after Light No Fire. Who knows? The next question people were asking was, will there be cities in No Man's Sky? Now, this is what Game FAQs has to say about the subject. Technically, limitations aside, and those are insurmountable. Now, it does go on to say a big fancy word there, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce. I've already tried pronouncing it about 3 or 4 times at this point of the recording, and I just can't get it. So I'm going to do you and me both a favor and just get past that point. And it just basically says, look, there can't be cities because the Sentinels swarm to and destroy any meaningful large population centers, which is all part of the lore and the game of No Man's Sky. So that would make sense, but it doesn't. I mean, technical limitations aside, we already know that they have just implemented massive wave systems and everything else in No Man's Sky with Worlds Part 1. So the engine is always developing. So whilst technically limitations is a grey area, I think with enough development, it could be possible. But right now, it's not very likely. That's what I'd say about it, but Game FAQ says something slightly different. Now, one of the next most asked questions was, will there be a No Man's Sky movie? Now, apparently, one was scheduled for release on December 20th in 2022. Now, it's not done by an actual movie studio like Hollywood or anything like that, but by a YouTube channel called Game Tunes. It was meant to run for an hour and 50 minutes. However, I have done a little bit of digging to see if I could actually find that movie, and unfortunately, no matter where I looked, I just couldn't find any more information on it. Now, Game Fandom had all the information there, but on the Game Tunes YouTube channel, I couldn't find any information on it. I even did a quick Google search and I couldn't find it at all. So either it was up and was taken down, or it was just never actually made. Now, onwards to the next question. Does No Man's Sky have a story now? Now, this question actually surprised me because it's pretty much always had a story and it has developed over time, but this is what fandom.com says. Summary: the main storyline of No Man's Sky, also known as the Artemis Path, involves the player character uncovering the mysterious of Artemis and the fourth race, as well as the true nature of the Atlas, the portals, and the universe of the game as a whole. Now, next up, we have, can you ever finish No Man's Sky? Now, if you're a gamer that strives to see all aspects of the game, you are likely to spend around 150 hours to obtain 100% completion. Now, that's for things like achievements in the game, but I will remind everybody that the game is also virtually limitless with the amount of things that you can actually truly do. So whilst you can get all the achievements in about 150 hours, you're never really quite done with the game, and that's something I've spent years realizing. So next up, we have how many people worked on No Man's Sky. So in 2011, so 2011, the prototype began development with 3 other team members joining Murray. Now, Before its release, No Man's Sky was backed by a team of 17 people, listed in the chart below. So obviously we do have the Wikiversity there with the link. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I was even shocked at there was this game has been in development since 2011. 13 years it has been in development. I actually thought the development started in 2013, 2014, but no, it looks like the prototype for the game, so just the whole brainchild behind the game, was all the way back in 2011 by 4 developers in total, 3 team members and Mr. Murray himself, which is absolutely incredible. Next up, we have Has No Man's Sky Ever Been Free? I actually remember when this happened. So we're calling it Omega. So with the Omega update, it did have a free trial, a free-to-play experience. So this is what it says on the Google search here. And for the first time, No Man's Sky will be available to play for free. Expeditions in No Man's Sky have become one of the most popular ways to play the game. They bring all players together to the same planet for an interstellar shared experience. And that is by normansky.com there. Now, I remember when that came out with the Omega update, people could, for the very first time, join the I believe it was just the expedition. It wasn't the base game, but it gave people like a taste of what they could experience if they then purchased the game. I believed at the time, and I still do believe now, that this was the smartest move that Hello Game ever made when it came to this kind of thing, because it gave people a free trial of the game to see if they wanted to play it, see if they liked it, and it absolutely boosted their ratings, their numbers dramatically, and a lot more people bought the game from Omega because of that decision. So absolutely amazing. But yeah, it was available for free at one point. Sadly, since the latest patches and the big updates, that has been ceased and over with now for a while, but I hope they do bring it back, because I believe that was the correct choice to make, in my opinion anyway. Now, next up, we have Can You Pirate No Man's Sky? Now, at first, I had to reread this a few times, but I think it means can you be a pirate in No Man's Sky, not can you actually pirate the game No Man's Sky. I'm going to go with can you actually be a pirate of No Man's Sky here. I think that was just a typo. Now, it goes on to say players can choose to engage in piracy themselves by attacking a freighter or other ships in a space fleet. Doing this will alert Sentinel drone starships who will engage in combat with the player. Selected ships display their cargo in the same way as resources do. So yeah, I mean, being a pirate in No Man's Sky and going after the frigates that are just flying about in space can actually be a very profitable endeavor. It's a strategy that I've used a few times if I just need something quick and easy to obtain, to sell, because I'm short a few resources there and there. It's a fantastic way to do it. So yeah, you can definitely be a pirate in No Man's Sky. But on the flip side to that, you can also do smuggling of like contraband and stuff. It kind of goes a little bit more deeper than just the base question there. But yeah, you can definitely be a pirate in No Man's Sky, and it's a lot of fun to do as well. Now, going onwards to the next question we have, is No Man's Sky still being developed? Now, since the game initial release, Hello Games has continued to improve and expand No Man's Sky to achieve the vision of the experience they wanted to build. And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen that for our very good selves. We have seen the fact that they've just brought out Worlds Part 1, which brought in amazing new technological developments with the new wave system, the new atmosphere, just a whole new graphical overhaul. Before that, we had a bunch of different updates, and even now looking into the future, they've just teased 3 more additional updates to happen later this year and even into next year with the blurred out collage that Mr. Murray posted himself over on Twitter. So absolutely, the game is still being developed. Now, the next most Google search question was, did No Man's Sky make money? I think that's meant to be, does No Man's Sky make money? But still, it goes on to say, No Man's Sky brings Hello Games tens of millions of dollars a year. Reddit users discovered the company's report for the fiscal year ending in October 31st of 2022. So it's 2 years old at this point, this report, but still, it says that last year, Hello Games revenue was £39.7 million, which is absolutely insane, or approximately $48.1 million at the time of the currency exchange rate that was obviously in 2021, 2022. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely amazing. Now, remember, they are making this purely off of game sales. Let that sink in. They are making this off of game sales because they do not charge for the updates or the additional content that they add into the game. That's all completely for free. They don't make anything from loot boxes or any sort of in-game mechanic money-making scheme like that. They don't have anything like that in No Man's Sky. They make the sales purely off just selling the game, and everything in it, including all the updates that they make, has all been completely for free. Now, that is amazing. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the most Google search questions for No Man's Sky. Did you have your own question you wanted to ask? Then let me know in the comment section down below, and either myself or someone from this amazing community might be able to answer your very question. But as always, thank you all very much for watching, and my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.